Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I am checking in. I'm going to try to hear really quick and see if this is working. Hopefully we are. If it sounds all choppy again, let me know. I have my headphone case right here. I can go back to just the phone. We'll let everybody jump in too while we're waiting. Get some more friends. I see Lisa's here, Deanne, Elizabeth, Michelle, who I got to meet last weekend. It is choppy. Okay. Is that all better? Hopefully it's good. I went silent. Yep. Silly phone is being silly per usual. Let's make sure it's back and good. Better. Good. Okay. So as I was saying, I see that Lisa's here, Deanne's here. I see Elizabeth checking in, Michelle, um, Create by Hand. I feel like I know who you are, but I'm blanking on names right now. Lori, Virginia, Mary's here, Susan's here, Maria, Angie, Melissa's checking in. She's back home in Nova Scotia. Um, let's see. Barb's here. Perfect. Donna. Donna. Okay. What an interesting start. All right. Well, you can already see, and from the title of this, I'm sure you guys already know that we are going to be working on a masculine. Technically, for me, it's going to be an anniversary card because today is me and my husband's 8th wedding anniversary. And so we're going to make him a card together. Stop. Okay. Took the collar off the dog. So, sorry. We're making him a anniversary card. Stop. It's going to be that kind of night, friends. Look, there he is now, coming to rescue me. So we're using the same techniques that we used this weekend at the Create event for one of our cards over there. So we're going to be combining ink blending, foiling, and a shaker card. And the shaker part, I'm going to say, depending on who the man is that you're making this for, maybe you don't do that part, but we're just going to go for it. And I brought in some companion products. So I have like our gypsy confetti, but I also brought in some matte black confetti from this Calls for Confetti, as well as an ink from Catherine Pooler. Because the thing I want to feature is the Good Vibes pattern paper pack, which I just finally got. And these colors don't have like Pink and Main ink equivalents. So we're going to bring in a terracotta ink to kind of fill that space. But yeah, so while we get our mink set up and everything started, me and Vali, one of the ladies, lovely, beautiful ladies from the Pink and Main store, went to Simon Says Stamp Create this weekend for Pink and Main. And Friday night and Saturday, these same techniques are what we did for our Create It and Take It, which is like a make and take, but in Simon Says Stamp terms. And it was really fun, but it was really intense. So this felt like a project that would be a little bit better to show on a live and show you all the steps. The one thing I'm changing is I'm going to be using the A2 small shaker cards that I believe we have not used yet. They're the ones that are just a step down. So they're a 1/2 inch smaller than the full A2 size. So you get a nice border around the edges. That is where I'm envisioning our pattern paper going. And then the foilable I grabbed is one we have definitely not used before. This is the masculine foilable set, and we're using the little mustaches because they're so funny. And my husband has a beard, but I'm sure he'll still appreciate the idea. For our sentiment, I grabbed the Valentine foilable kit because there's a little banner that says love, and to me it kind of is giving like tattoo kind of vibes, right? It's that like classic kind of like Americana style love. So I think we're just going to fussy cut that. And I don't even think I'm going to foil that. I think we're just going to foil our main background. So that's all the stuff we're using in theory. We'll see what happens once we actually get started. But yeah, it was an amazing weekend. It was a very crazy. We were running nonstop, me and poor Vali. We sat down on Saturday morning and we didn't get back up until the event was over. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'd go back in a heartbeat. And we did get to meet Heidi from Simon. We got to meet Christina Warner, Jennifer McGuire, Gina Kay, all those people. I got to meet Michelle. From here, there she is, Michelle. I got to meet a couple. I'm pretty sure I met Donna there. Now I'm gonna start switching up names. But yeah, it was so much fun. It was so nice getting to meet people. It was so nice getting to meet and hug people. See, Michelle, I didn't get to meet Tim. Tim Holtz was there. I did not get to say hi to him. I didn't get to meet him. We were hustling so hard that I missed him in the mix of everything. But he was there. I saw him from a distance. The ladies that were sitting next to us from Ink Blot Shop were so nice. Tiffany is one of the nicest human beings I've ever met. Yeah, it was so much fun. There were so many different styles of cards, and I thought that was really fun. Yeah, we're going to start out by ink blending our panel here. And this is something that we've played with on here before when we were live, but I don't think I did it correctly. And now I know what to do. So Vali had to teach me so that I could teach everybody else. But the trick to changing up the colors of your foilable panels is to use a dye ink and to do it before you foil. So now I know. And the ink does go on really soft. I was worried, I think when we did this in the past, I did not, I foiled after, I'm pretty sure, because I really thought that the ink was going to affect how the toner grabs onto the, how the foil grabs onto the toner, or the other way around, whatever, you guys know what I mean, how they adhere together, but it really doesn't. And I watched people do this all day, and not a single time did the ink affect how that foil got held. But also, again, if you are making this card for someone who may not appreciate foil as much as some of us do, you could also just tint this panel and leave it with the black mustaches, because I think that's just still super cute. But we're gonna use this kind of burnt orange terracotta color. And I'm using a microfiber towel to hold it because I'll show you in a second, if you have oil on your fingers, which I do because my face is oily right now and I touched it before I started, which was silly, it will leave fingerprints. So if you can, either don't touch it or wash your hands before you start. I'm not too concerned. I think we'll still be fine once everything's said and done. But like right there, you can see that's my fingerprint. And up here, there's another one. But that's okay. He's got my fingerprints and hair all over this house. He'll live with it on his card. You know? Oh, Michelle, 100%. So I was in the airport going to meet Volley so we could get an Uber to the hotel. And she's like, "Oh, I met these ladies that are gonna be going there too. Um, so we might go all together and just like split a car." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so fun!" And one of them was like, "Oh, who are you here with?" And we were like, "Oh, Pink and Maine." And Michelle turns around and goes, "Caitlin." And I was like, "Oh my God, yes." So we found each other in the airport before we even got there. Isn't that so crazy? You know what I didn't do was prep my foil. So we're going to have to dive into this roll. Oh, perfect. Melissa said she uses the Catherine Pooler too. She really likes them. Yeah, I've never had an issue with them. I don't have like all of the colors, but the ones I have always been great. So I was going to go for gold, but I want like a plain gold, and I'm not seeing plain gold. I am seeing this, which I think would be interesting because of the colors in this pattern paper. And the other thing I want to tell you guys is Michelle had mailed all of our product up to Simon Says Stamp. But when it was over, we did our best to hand out the rest of the kits that we had. Any like leftover kits, we tried to make sure we gave to people that were, attending the event. Or we could do brown. I don't know if brown fits the color though. Let's look. I think this is better than brown. I really want that gold though. But we still have so much left over, and poor Volley had to fit it into her carry-out, like her suitcases. She brought an extra suitcase in preparation for the fact that she was going to have to carry it back. So all things said and done, I may or may not have half of a carry-on suitcase upstairs full of leftover product. Not kits, but like little foilables and some extra foil and some things like that. So I am still trying to figure out the specifics, but by the time we're back together on Thursday, I will I'll have some guidelines set up, and we're going to do some giveaways, and I'm going to mail a ton of people some like envelopes filled with goodies. Because there's zero reason that I need all of this. I could never go through the amount of stuff that I have in that suitcase. And it wasn't even like Volley took a lot, right? But like there's so much left that I 100% would rather you guys have it. So yeah, Missy, I'm gonna set up like a Google form or something so that you guys have a secure way of sending me your info. So don't put your address or anything anywhere yet. And I think, honestly, I have enough that we're going to be able to do like, I don't know, a couple, maybe 3 to 5 a week, or like each live for like a while. So you'll have multiple chances to get something fun, because there's just so much. There's just so much in that suitcase. And yeah, it's something crazy, but I'm pretty sure I can just mail it to you guys in like normal envelopes. So it's not even going to cost like much in shipping. So yeah, I think it'll be really great. Yes, Missy, we had a great time at Simon. Here's my favorite story of the whole weekend while I get this in. I have the pretty side of my print paper, my foilable up, and the pretty side of this bronzy foil, which I'm going to warn you now, if you're watching this in replay, the supplies list is going to be wrong. Because of that, it's not the gold foil. And we're going to put this in, it's heated up to 3, and we're going to let that catch and pull itself. But yeah, so as some of you may know, in North America, the northern lights were visible in places that they usually aren't on Friday night. And Ohio was far enough north that we got like a pretty good view. So Samantha, who's on our design team with Pink and Main, and I were hanging out in the lobby, chit-chatting and catching up since we finally got to meet in person. And we're sitting there, and all of a sudden these people run downstairs and they're like, oh my gosh, Northern Lights, Northern Lights. So we like jumped up and we ran outside with them, and we couldn't see them with our eyes, like naked eyes, but you could see it through the through your phone. Like if you held up your phone, you didn't have to take a picture. If you just held up your phone, you could see it on the screen. So we're like, amazing. We stood out there for a while. It was cold, so eventually everyone came back inside, and so everybody else leaves, and it's me and Samantha again sitting there talking. And all of a sudden, from down these stairs, it's Christina Warner, Sherry Carroll, Jennifer McGuire, Gina, Tom, Rena, and I think Sika was with them. So it's like all of these people come running down the stairs, and we're the only ones in the lobby. And they look at us and they're like, can you see the Northern Lights? Do you guys know like what? And we were like, yeah, we saw them. And they're like, oh, where do we go? And of course, me and Sam look at each other like, we'll take you there. Don't worry. We'll take you. We'll show you. So yeah, that was the night that I stood out in a field watching the Northern Lights in my pajamas with, you know, some of the most well-known, coolest card makers out there. And that is a story that I will have for the rest of my life, which is pretty fun. I was in the moment. I was very cool. I did not fangirl in person. I did very good, for the record. So this is a new pattern paper to me. So I want to just take you guys through it really quick. These are like some of the most interesting, I'm leaning stripes, interesting, like mod kind of patterns. Something I would definitely not reach for on a normal day, but I do like the colors. The colors are fun. Definitely different. There's one of these masculine foilables has ties, like neckties, and when I see that, I picture like argyle-y socks and neckties. Those feel like they go together. And I do really like a good chevron. But I think these might all be a little too graphic, so I'm leaning stripe. Veronica, I also got this pattern paper as a freebie from Pink and Main because my cardstock order that I put in, I told you guys last week I had ordered some stuff, and of course it came while I was at Simon Says Stamp. And I remembered the thing that I forgot. Remember, if you guys were here, you'll know that I was trying to think of everything I ordered and I couldn't remember. These are what I ordered that I could not remember, except I'm silly and I didn't order the connector piece. So I have my first Olos in the house. I got 2 purples to test out to see how they do. So we're not going to use them tonight, but we'll definitely do some more coloring on Thursday. So we can officially start testing out Olo markers and see what's up and see how they work with Copics. So, you know what I forgot to do was clean off my panel. I got it, and I was so good about making sure that everybody else that was there cleaned off their foilable panel. I was just so excited to tell you guys all my silly stories that I completely forgot. That's fine. Do you know who's not going to care? Who's not going to mind? My husband. He's not going to mind. There you can see down here, there's like those little black specks. That's what happens when you forget to dust off your foil and your foilable. So to do that, all you have to do is go in with a microfiber or a very fluffy brush. We were using like a makeup brush, which of course, in a house full of makeup brushes, I have none here to show you. Because for those who don't know, my side hustle / previous side hustle was makeup artistry. So I don't have any good ones here, but we were using like a very soft makeup brush, and you could just like dust it off and then dust off your panel, and then you won't get those little spots. Also, in theory, I should throw it out there, my dad and stepmom and aunt are having a watch party in Western Pennsylvania right now because she's up visiting. So they were going to try to jump in and hang out, all three of them together, which is so fun. I love that. I'm trying to think of what other crazy things. Do you know what I did? I was very excited to see Tim Holtz, but I have to tell you, I really did expect there to be like a swarm of people and like people going absolutely crazy when they got there, and they didn't. Like, people were very nice. People were very excited to see him and Mario, obviously, but I really thought it was going to be like Beatlemania, right? And everyone was so cool about it. Like, obviously people came up and were saying hi and hugging him and stuff, but nobody made it like weird all weekend. Nobody, at least as an outsider, like looking in on those groups of higher up people. Yeah, everybody seems still like very nice and to treat everybody else like actual humans, which was refreshing. Veronica, as far as I know, I would suggest using a dye. I am envisioning that like the oxides would definitely leave that film on the foil. So that's my concern, is that the film would affect how the toner and the foil meet up. So I would stick with dye inks. Those, I know, Volley and I were talking and we definitely agreed that dye inks are 100% safe. So if you can, I would stick with those. Elizabeth, he is not tall. He's not tall. I wouldn't call him a short king either, but he's not tall. And do you know who is crazy small? Gina K. Gina K is very short, and I had no idea. She does not look short on her lives. She was like, oh, little, she's so cute. But yeah, everyone was super kind, super gracious. Everyone that we got to meet for Pink and Main was amazing. Everyone who came and did our make and takes was so kind. Even if we had like little things come up, we had like, we shipped our we shipped 4 minks there, not in their original packaging. And so after like half of a day, one of them was done. And so people were still like so kind about sharing. Yeah, it was great. Melissa said, what about Jennifer? Jennifer McGuire was amazing. We saw her when we first got there. Like, so Friday night we got in at 4, or well, we were allowed into the room at 4, and we had 2 hours to set up before the VIP like class attendee event started. That went from 6 to 8. And so after we set up, Volley and I went into the other room to like scope it out, because all of like the Jennifers and Ginas were in the other room, but we got Tim Holtz, so it was fine. So we went over there just to see how everybody else's layout looked, and we're like walking past, and we have on our Pink and Main aprons, and Jennifer saw us and she immediately stopped and was like, oh my God, hi, how are you? How's Michelle? Like asking about Michelle, and she gave us hugs. And she was just so kind. And then Saturday night, when everything was like over, I ran into them out, and ended up staying up until like 1:30 in the morning with a whole bunch of crafters and card makers, and got to hear Jennifer McGuire like tell her story of how she got started in card making and like her career as an engineer in her previous life, and about like her son going to college. And it was so cool just to like hear her, because we all have one of those stories, right? Like how we got into card making, and it might be something crazy, or it could be, you know, somebody taught you, or you saw something and you just decided to go for it. But this whole weekend was a very nice reminder that like all of these people are just people. They're just generally kind people. And I've heard people say in the past that like sometimes that group can come off as like standoffish, but I really didn't get that vibe at all from any of them. They were all very kind. I could see maybe at times them getting overwhelmed because of just how many people were trying to talk to them throughout the regular event. But in general, I would say that they were all very sweet and patient the whole weekend that I saw them. So that was nice. And I talked my butt off about the lives. So hopefully we will get some new live viewers. We'll keep adding on to our little group. Or some people at least come and check out the replay. If you're watching this later from the replay, please, and you met me at Create, let me know. I appreciate you. I forgot with these pouches, you want to go just a little bit smaller on your inside sheet. So you can see I'm cutting off just like a little sliver from either direction. There's my watch party from Western PA. Hey, Dawn. All right, so we're gonna insert this panel into our shaker pouch that I've peeled off the protective film on, and then just fold it in the edges. You want to make sure that your tape tabs, like the backing tape, is facing up so that when you fold it, it all faces then inside. And we're going to attach 3 of these sides. From doing this about 100 times, I will tell you that I like pre-folding them because it kind of creates like a little bumper system for you. It helps to make sure that your panel is lined up. In the past, I've had issues with my pouch not going on straight, and I think this really helped me this weekend, helped the ladies that were sitting with me to get a nice shakety pouch. So that is what that looks like. Okay, so we have our bottom section opened like that, and we're going to go in with that Gypsy confetti, which is like a holographic gold. And then I borrowed the matte black. I love these matte black confetti pieces from This Calls for Confetti. I'm going to tell Michelle we need matte black or even just regular glossy black. We have so many confettis, but I use those so often. And the pattern paper isn't like a true black. It's like a charcoaly kind of gray, but I just think the black is going to work with it. And again, this is part where I would say if the man you're making this for maybe would not appreciate a shaker, you don't have to do a shaker. But I just thought the matte, if anything, was going to pull it a little more masculine than like, you know, a super glittery, crazy something. So we're going to fold up that last side. And that's going to go just like that. And then we have our little love. It's pretty simple, but I think it's going to be very cute. With these shaker panels, you definitely want to be using tape runner or double-sided tape. Oh, perfect. That's out. So I guess we're switching to double-sided tape. What do I have? Okay, or we're just going to get a new tape runner insert. Because I always keep a backup one out. If you guys have any other questions about Create, let me know. But yes, Barbara, I did have a great experience. I think we definitely did make Pink and Maine proud. I really wish Michelle could have been there with us. But Volley and I definitely had so much fun. And for someone I had never gotten to meet before, even really talked to before, I feel very blessed that it was Volley that I was there with, because she's so amazing and she really knows her stuff, man. All right, let's see. We're gonna line that up, get that popped into place. Right, with our little foiled mustaches. And I really like this little tattoo style little love banner. But we're only at 31 minutes. Maybe we'll do a second panel, ink blended, and this time I'll remember to clean it off. I still think that's just so fun. Yeah, let's plug it in and do another one. Why not? Oh, Melissa said Gina did 750 make and take. So that's the thing. We probably did similar over the course of all three, but this one specifically with the foil, we only did the first 2 days. And then on Saturday, we did watercolor with the watercolor gems. So that's the only reason that I think, and then I only did half, right? Me and Volley each had like a table. So that's where I'm estimating my numbers. I am really hoping that Simon Says Stamp can find a bigger venue in the future, because they sold out so quickly that it seems very clear to me that if they could fit more people in, there are plenty of people who would very much want to go. So I hope that happens. Let's see, what should we ink blend? Oh, maybe we'll do those ties, and we don't have to foil it. We can just do the fun ties. Let's do that. If I can remember where I put them. Here, put that with the Argyle is there. I can't just leave you guys over here. We're gonna have to go through some of these together. Ow. Okay, let's see. Don't judge me. They sold 800 tickets. That's crazy. So the way they set it up was that they had the regular general admission tickets, and then they also had class tickets. So I do know that there were this is the one. There were multiple different like styles of ticket you could go. This is like a starter pack that Michelle had sent us when we first got the pink minks. I know there it is. So it's this necktie one. These would be cool Father's Day cards too. Just throwing that on out there. Let's get our Argyle. What are we going to foil it with though? We won't shaker card this one, but it can't just stay black because that gray in this one is just not dramatic enough. Should we go crazy and do like silver? Because that would go with the light gray that's in this one, right? That pattern has that light gray. we ink it in orange and then we foil it in silver. The best part is you guys aren't here in person to yell at me now. If I can find this. So I promise I really am going to go through these and start sorting them out by like plain, patterned, stripy. Like I have so many of these, the little containers that they come in, that I can start breaking them up into groups or something, because this is getting out of control. I know I look absolutely insane right now. I'm sorry. And look, I can't find my silver. I can't find my gold. Did I put them somewhere else? I know I have silver. And I really don't want like rainbow silver, because the men in my life I would give this to are not rainbow silver kind of guys. And that blue is just so blue. Does not fit the vibe. No, it's hiding. That was holographic silver. Okay, you know what? We're going to do the same foil. What did I do with that one? This is what I get for going extra off the script. I decided just to start winging it, and now everything's going to go extra crazy. Melissa said brown. See, I'm just worried because this is not, it just doesn't have the brown vibe. It doesn't really have that vibe either. I don't know. We're just going to do it. Now that I'm home and all of my conferences are done till at least the fall, I need to do like a serious craft hallway straighten up, man. Oh, you know what else? We had these really fun silicone mats that we ink blended onto, and it kept everything from buckling. I own a silicone mat, but of course, now that I need it, I don't know where it is. But if you have a silicone mat, or we're going to ask Michelle to start carrying those too, because it was like perfect, and it was pink. And you know, that's generally a requirement for Pink and Maine, is that it has to come in pink. Yeah, Barbara, exactly. This is definitely real life. I warned all of the women that I spoke to at Create that if they came to my live, that I don't ever rehearse my cards ahead of time. And when I make a mistake, we all get to learn from it together. And so clearly, I'm very much following through with that. Oh, perfect, Elizabeth. Yeah, if you have a silicone mat, 100% I recommend ink blending something like this over that mat, because then you really don't have to touch your paper either. So you can avoid all of those pesky fingerprints. But I was just so surprised. And we did like 2 different colors, like ombre. So you can really build up that color, do whatever you want to do for your vision on these with those ink dyes, and it's really not going to change how it foils. Which I know in the fall we tried one, and it did not go well for us. So now I feel like redeemed. Okay, so we're going to take our microfiber. We're going to dust off. There's definitely some like black schmutzy stuff on there. I'm trying to touch in the corner because I know we're going to trim it down anyway. All right, and then on this guy, we will also dust off. And let's try a second time and see what happens. Melissa said she's hosting a 2-day crafting event for her friends. That sounds so fun. So I'm just amazed you have like in-person crafty friends. I don't have any nearby although someone who came to see us and do our Create It and Take It said that there's some kind of stamp event in Lancaster, PA, which is not very far from me. So I have to remember to look into that because she told me it would be something I would definitely want to look into. Barbara, I didn't get to see anything being made, but we did have friends who were there that showed us like all of the stuff they made. There was a lot of like layered stamping and layered stenciling going on, it looked like. I think because the layered stamping was easy because they just brought a bunch of Misties and had the stamps already like lined up. So you could like ink and smush and then they just passed the Misty on to the next person and it just like rotated, which was so cool. I saw lots of florals. Newton's Nook had some really, really cute little like cat and daisy cards. I'm trying to think. I know Altenew had some beautiful layering stencil things. I didn't see what Lawn Fawn was doing, but their stuff is always cute. Oh, and I got to meet Shari Moss from Lawn Fawn. She's so kind. I didn't recognize her at first, and then I was standing there with my back to her while she was at her table, and I heard her voice, and I was like, oh, that's Shari Moss. It's just so funny from like watching YouTube for so long that like if she had talked or held out her hands like this, then I probably would have known who she was. Oh, Vicky said her and her friends craft most weekends. I'm very jealous of that. Yeah, I love Lawn Fawn. That was the nicest thing is that it never felt like competition. It really felt like crafters having fun with every brand and everyone. Like it sounds super corny and like kumbaya, but like everyone was really cheering on everyone. Everyone was supporting and being kind. Everyone was like, do you need water? Like checking in on each other. So it was just very nice. It was a very nice environment. So I had one little problem here, and look, you can even see. Can you see? I can see it. There's a hair. Right, so there where it's black, there's like an actual hair there. I can see it hanging off of my thing. So that's my fault, probably from having a dirty microfiber cloth. But that's okay because the rest of it is perfect. And we were going to trim it down anyway. So it's totally fine. And I'm not going to shakerize this one. We're just going to add this right on top. Missing me either. My best friend is the most amazing best friend I could ever ask for. She's literally sent me from the universe to keep me sane and help me through some of the like craziest times of my entire life and both of my pregnancies. I got her late in life versus, you know, like high school friends, but that girl does not have a single crafty bone in her body. But that's fine because then I get to make her all kinds of things for her presents and holidays and things. Oh yeah, Shaker Eyes is definitely belongs as a crafty word. So yeah, I don't have like a Father's Day sentiment right in front of me, but I think like a cute Father's Day sentiment there with the fun ties and the little argyle background would make for a very adorable masculine card. So yeah, 45 minutes is a little better. So yeah, I will be back on Thursday, and I promise I will straighten up my space. I will straighten up my brain now that I'm home and I can take a breath. And I will get us a Google form started and get the details finalized and let you guys know how we're going to handle a giveaway or some giveaways. It'll at least be 10, but honestly in my head, it might be like 50. So that's what I'm saying. We might have to spread it out over the next, month or two. But yeah, I think it's going to be really fun. What are we doing on Thursday? I don't have anything pre-planned. Is it sneak peek week? Did I miss that? Let's look. I have my planner here. I'm sure that's not surprising. Let me pull out my planner. May. Oh my God, it's sneak peek week. Well, guess what? Thank you very much, Missy, for saying something because I have the whole box right here. Yes, Dawn, that is a bloom planner. Right? I had it written down that it is this week. It should be the 17th is the new release. Let's count Fridays. It's always the third Friday. So 3, 10, 17. Yep. All right. Do you want to see lots of variations of one product or a couple different products is the question. You guys put in the comments, give me a vote. Lots of variations of one product sneak peek tonight or all different products. Different. Michelle's in with different. A couple different, lots of variations. We'll do a mix. How about that? Let's grab some of these. And we'll grab, oh, this is cute. We'll grab this. We need one more thing. Oh, we'll do this. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to show you are these. Oh, and that's a good one too. So Pink and Main is going to start carrying twine. And we may or may not have a zillion more colors, but here's a handful to show you to start with. It's Baker's twine. It has the white and the color, right, twisted. So we get, I'll show you the rest of the colors on Thursday. Super cute. And I guess I know what we're doing on Thursday. Now we're doing sneak and peeks on Thursday. We did get a new cut-ups set. This is, what are you actually called? Fanciful Florals cut-ups. So our favorite pre-die cut. And these have a happy birthday and all these beautiful floral. You can see that guy's pretty big. Some leaves, some little butterflies, but these are definitely heavier on the toner. So they're going to give you a more dramatic foil look versus some of the other ones we've used are pretty delicate. That's beautiful. Look at that. Love that. So let's see, we got, I'm here for you, thinking of you, happy birthday, congratulations, thank you. What about these? I miss your smile, take care. Super cute. We love those cut-ups. So easy to use. Hello, friend. You guys know I love a hi, friends. Even my mat on my front door says hi, friends. All right, and then I have 2 more to show you. We have the lace foilable sheets. So you get the like positive and negative, like the image and the reverse image for all 4 of these lace patterns that are so fun. And they're those nice long, so each one can either do 2 slimline or 2 A2 size cards. So I love that lace. And then the last one I want to show is something that is so perfect timing wise. Look at these freaking owls. They're the Way to Go owls, and they're graduating. Oh, they're so cute. So you get congratulations, you did it, and way to go. And they're just all, they all look so happy and so doofy. I love them so much. Look at his little glasses. Wow. Okay, so those are our 4 sneak peeks for tonight. This is what I'm saying. I'm in crazy mode still. So we will do a true sneak peek project on Thursday, along with the info to go with our giveaway. If you have requests for techniques that you would like to see with our new products, let me know and I will pick accordingly. There's still a whole box of stuff next to me. So we are going to be able to do a lot and then still show some sneak peeks. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. I'll take a deep breath and get my act together before Thursday. Yeah, so until next time, guys, happy crafting. Have a good night.